I said earlier is I'm looking for the road to economic growth in Hillary Clinton's plan. And I truly can't find it. I mean, it's just a different approach. How do you get income inequality in terms of move the needle there? How do you get economic growth? Do you creating an environment that's attractive for business to create jobs? That means lower taxes and lower wages and a rollback of regulations. Or do you do it from the bottom up, looking at education and making it more expensive for business? Isn't that going to stifle their job creation?
No, I think if you look at her plan, the income inequality issue is there, but if you look at her economic growth plan to create jobs, to get, you know, the manufacturing in this country, I'm a free trader, but free trade today is a bad word on both parties, and that's not right. I mean, it's technology that has caused some of the problems with the free trade agreements. It's not the agreements themselves. I think we've got to find ways to keep manufacturing in the United States, jobs in the U.S., and she has a plan to do that.
What is it?
The plan is to basically take some of the revenue of that manufacturing that is overseas, give them incentives to keep the jobs here, but also move some of those funds from the revenue into infrastructure, into doing something about our roads, our bridges, our broadband, our internet, our electricity grid. I was energy secretary. I almost got pilloried when I said that our grid was a third world grid. I think we need those public-private investments. That's her plan.
But if you're trying to start a business, if you look at her plan, she complicates the tax code even more, whether you're talking about capital gains taxes or even income taxes. There is more regulation that will be put into place, making Obamacare, quite frankly, a little more complicated. And so when a business owner looks at it, they want simplicity, not something that makes it more difficult to deal with the government.
More red tape.
Right.
I believe she's well-intended, by the way. I think she wants to do these things. I just think she's got a 1990s solution to a 2020 and 2016 issue. And that's, I think, where a lot of us are getting lost.
Well, you know, I haven't seen much of Trump except saying on economic issues, we're going to reduce taxes and no regulation. We're going to have a trade war with China, with Mexico. We're going to build a wall. I mean, that's his economic plan. No, he did. He's going to enact a bunch of tariff penalties with China.
Well,
I mean,
he said he wants to redo deals that are not advantageous to America. And if that means redoing NAFTA, if that means not doing TPP and doing a new deal with Asia, that's what it means, is what he said.
Well,
but he wants to roll back regulations and lower taxes. That's the crux of his plan.
Well, lower taxes for those in his income, but I don't see the equity
And the corporate tax rate, he's looking at 15%.
So
let's take the corporate tax rate to 15%.
Is there anything about Hillary Clinton's plan that you would do differently?
It's a good question.
On economic issues? Yeah. Well, I'm for the TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. You know, I think for political reasons with the primary, she had to soften her support for it. But, you know, I'm a free trader. That's 11 countries that would benefit from more free trade in Latin America and Asia, all over the world. I would have said, you know, we're going to stick with this. We're going to fix it. Maybe stronger labor, environmental accords, find ways to deal with the prevailing wages in some of these countries. I would have done that a little differently. But I'm a free trader.
Can you believe
I'm a you know, an endangered species in the Democratic
Right, especially in this election. Can you believe how tight this race is?
You know, polls at the end of every presidential election tighten. But, you know, I'm encouraged. I voted for Hillary Clinton 4 days ago in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Big turnout, big Hispanic turnout. You know, the early voting is favoring the Democrats because we have, I believe, a better ground game. Trump maybe has a lot of the news cycle, but you know, you've got to get your voters out. And that's where this election is going to be decided in those 9 battleground states. Yeah. And I feel good. I feel confident.
Governor, good to see you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Governor Bill Richardson there.